In the bustling heart of Silicon Valley, nestled within the gleaming facades of tech giants and startups alike, Dr. Eliana Miles was on the verge of a breakthrough that would forever alter the fabric of human interaction and warfare. Her latest invention, a suit that rendered its wearer completely invisible, was about to be tested in the real world for the first time. Eliana's lab, a state-of-the-art facility funded by a mix of government grants and private investment, buzzed with the energy of anticipation as she adjusted the sleek silver suit on the mannequin. Her team of engineers and physicists watched eagerly, their faces lit by the soft glow of computer screens. "All right, team," Eliana announced, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. "If this works, we're not just making history, we're shaping the future. Let's proceed with the final checks." As her team ran diagnostics, Eliana reflected on the years of research that had brought her here. The suit utilized a complex array of micro-cameras and projection technology to bend light around the wearer, effectively making them disappear from view. It was the stuff of science fiction, yet here they were, on the brink of making it reality. Once the checks were complete, Eliana nodded to her lead technician, who initiated the invisibility sequence. A hush fell over the room as the suit flickered momentarily before the mannequin vanished, leaving only a slight distortion in the air where it stood. "Phenomenal," whispered one of the engineers, voicing the collective awe. Eliana allowed herself a moment of pride, then turned to her computer to log the results. That's when the alert came through, a message from an unknown source, encrypted, but somehow bypassing their secure server. "Congratulations, Dr. Miles. Your invention has more potential than you know. Let's talk." Puzzled and a little alarmed, Eliana debated her next move. The source of the message was untraceable, a feat that suggested a level of tech savvy that was concerning. She decided to respond. "Who are you and what do you want?" The reply was almost instant. "I'm someone who shares your vision for the future, but with a twist. Meet me tonight, Pier 39, 11 p.m. Come alone." The message sent a chill down Eliana's spine. Her scientific curiosity warred with her instincts for caution. After a brief internal debate, curiosity won. That night, as the fog rolled over San Francisco Bay, Eliana approached Pier 39, the invisibility suit concealed under her coat. The pier was deserted, lit only by the intermittent glow of lampposts. "Dr. Miles," called a voice, deep and distorted. From the shadows, a figure emerged, not invisible, but somehow hard to focus on, as if the air around him shimmered. "You have what I need," the figure continued, "and I have what you want, an audience that will truly appreciate your technology." "And who might that be?" Eliana asked, her hand inching towards the suit's activation switch. "Not who, Dr. Miles. What? Let me introduce you to a new world, a world where your technology will redefine the boundaries between species." Before Eliana could react, the figure stepped forward, revealing features that were unmistakably non-human. His skin glinted in the lamplight, a tapestry of colors no human could possess. "Eliana Miles, welcome to the interstellar stage. Humans are not alone in the universe, and with your invention, we can bridge worlds, starting with mine." Stunned, Eliana took a step back. This was beyond anything she had imagined her invention being used for. "Who are you?" she managed to ask. The alien smiled, a gesture that seemed both eerie and reassuring. "I am Zellar of the Thalaxian system, and you, Dr. Miles, are about to become a legend." As the reality of the situation sank in, Eliana realized she was standing at the threshold of a new era, one filled with possibilities and dangers far beyond the confines of Earth. Eliana stood on the damp pier, her mind racing as she absorbed the revelation of Zellar's otherworldly origins. The alien, with his shimmering kaleidoscopic skin, seemed to watch her reactions closely, gauging her level of astonishment and perhaps her openness to the unexpected partnership he proposed. "Let me understand this correctly," Eliana said, her voice steady despite the surreal circumstances. "You want to use my invisibility technology to... what? Facilitate some sort of interstellar diplomacy?" Zellar nodded, the colors on his skin shifting subtly with his movements. Exactly. Your technology could serve as a crucial tool in navigating the complexities of interstellar relations. Many species value their privacy and secrecy above all else. With your invention, diplomats could meet without revealing their true forms, avoiding potential conflicts. Eliana considered the implications. Her invention could indeed change the dynamic of alien interaction, making it safer and more discreet. "And what do I get in return?" she asked cautiously. "Technology," Zilar replied, his voice echoing slightly in the cool night air. "Technologies that you humans have not yet dreamed of. Energy systems, medical advancements, materials that defy your current understanding of physics, all in exchange for sharing your invisibility suit." The offer was tantalizing. Eliana had always dreamt of advancing human technology to its limits, and this could leapfrog decades, if not centuries, of gradual progress. But she was also aware of the potential dangers. "How can I trust you?" she asked. Zelar reached into the air beside him, and a small device materialized in his hand. He pressed it, and suddenly the space around them filled with a soft hum, and a holographic display sprung up between them, showing star systems and galactic trade routes. "This is a token of our trust," he explained. "A map of known space, including safe passages and contacts that would welcome human interaction. We would start as allies with small steps." Eliana studied the holographic map, fascinated by the detailed depictions of galaxies and nebulae, paths marked in colors that denoted safety and danger. It was a navigator's dream and a clear indication of the technological marvels Zelar's people possessed. After a moment of contemplation, she extended her hand. "Okay, Zelar, let's try this, but we proceed with transparency and caution." Zelar mirrored her gesture, and they shook hands. An agreement between species sealed under the silent witness of the fog-shrouded San Francisco skyline. The following days were a whirlwind. Under Zelar's guidance, Eliana's team adapted the suit for interstellar use. The alien technology integrated seamlessly with her own, enhancing the suit's capabilities beyond mere invisibility to include life support and communication systems that could operate across the cosmos. Eliana wore the suit for the first test run, her body disappearing from view as the systems activated, leaving only a faint outline visible to the specially calibrated sensors in the lab. She moved around, marveling at the sensation of being there but unseen, a ghost in her own world. As the weeks turned into months, Eliana and Zelar worked tirelessly, refining the technology and preparing for their first off-world diplomatic mission. The suit, once a prototype confined to a lab in Silicon Valley, was now a key to the universe, a bridge to countless civilizations scattered across the stars. The day of their departure arrived. Eliana, now fully versed in the operation of her suit and the basics of interstellar diplomacy, stood beside Zelar aboard a Thalaxian vessel, a sleek ship that glimmered like a sliver of night sky. "As we embark," Zelar said, turning to her with a smile, "remember, Eliana, the universe is vast and full of wonders. Fear not the unknown, for it holds the answers to questions we have yet to ask." With a nod, Eliana stepped forward, ready to explore the infinite possibilities that lay before her. The invisible ambassador to the stars, the Thalaxian vessel hummed with an energy that Eliana felt vibrating through the soles of her boots. As the stars outside twisted into streaks of light, signifying their jump through hyperspace, she glanced at Zelar, who appeared calm and composed, his eyes reflecting the starlight. "First stop, Eliana, the gathering of the Eldrelux," Zelar announced, his voice blending excitement with a hint of solemnity. The Eldrelux, as he explained, were an ancient council of species that governed a significant portion of the Milky Way through wisdom and a deep understanding of cosmic law. Eliana absorbed every detail. The gathering would be her first real test, where she would navigate complex interstellar politics invisible to all but Zelar. Her role was to observe, learn, and if the opportunity presented itself, to introduce Earth as a potential member of this cosmic congregation. As the ship exited hyperspace, a breathtaking view unfolded before them. Ahead lay a colossal space station, spiraling gracefully around a vibrant blue star, its structure a complex lattice of gleaming metal and pulsating energy fields. "We're here," Zelar said as their ship approached a docking bay shielded by a shimmering energy field. "Remember, Your suit will make you invisible to all sensors and beings. Stay close and observe." With a nod, Eliana activated her suit, her body disappearing from sight, a slight ripple in the air her only trace. They disembarked, walking through corridors filled with beings of all shapes and sizes. Eliana's heart raced as her eyes took in beings that defied human imagination, their forms ranging from the ethereally beautiful to the bizarrely alien. At the council chamber, a vast, dome-shaped room with a floating platform at the center, Eliana and Zalar took their place. Around them, members of the Eldrelux convened, their voices a symphony of exotic languages that Eliana's suit translated in real time. A towering figure, who seemed to be the council's chair, called the meeting to order. His skin shimmered with a metallic sheen, and his eyes glowed softly. "We commence the gathering under the light of the harmonic star to discuss matters of peace, territory, and innovation," he declared, his voice resonating throughout the chamber. As the discussions unfolded, Eliana listened intently, her suit recording everything. The debates were intense, covering topics from resource distribution to ethical implications of genetic advancements and AI integration within biological entities. Midway through the session, a dispute escalated between two species over a mining territory. The conflict threatened to dissolve into open hostility. Eliana, observing unseen, realized that human methods of conflict resolution might offer a new perspective here. She signaled Zalar, who paused before voicing a suggestion. "Esteemed members, perhaps an outside view could offer a novel solution to this impasse," he suggested diplomatically. The council murmured, intrigued by the proposal. With a subtle nod from Zalar, Eliana stepped forward, her suit still rendering her invisible. She spoke, her voice emanating from nowhere, capturing the room's attention. "Consider a shared stewardship model," she proposed, detailing a system where both parties could mine but also jointly invest in the preservation and scientific study of the territory, ensuring its sustainability and profitability for both. The room fell silent as the council considered her words. After a moment, the metallic-skinned chairperson responded, "This invisible counselor brings forth wisdom without seeking personal gain or glory. Let us deliberate this further." As the council discussed her proposal, Eliana felt a surge of accomplishment. Not only had she managed to introduce a human concept to the council, but she had also done so in a manner that respected their values and procedures. The gathering concluded with a decision to explore Eliana's shared stewardship model further, a significant victory for her first diplomatic foray. As the assembly dispersed, Zalar turned to her, a smile playing on his lips. "Well done, Eliana. Today, you have not only represented Earth, but have also helped forge a path toward peace among the stars." Eliana's heart swelled with pride and excitement for the potential her invisible presence could bring to the cosmos. As they left the chamber, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, the universe a little more open to the possibilities she could bring. As the Eldrelux gathering faded into the background of her extraordinary experiences, Eliana continued to delve deeper into the complex web of interstellar politics and cultural exchanges. Each meeting brought new challenges and opportunities, testing her ability to adapt and integrate human perspectives into the broader cosmic dialogue. One evening, as the Thalaxian vessel orbited a planet adorned with swirling clouds and aurora-like lights, Eliana received an encrypted communication that appeared directly on her suit's interface. The message was sparse, a set of coordinates with a simple instruction. "Meet us. Important." Intrigued and cautious, she showed the message to Zalar, who looked at it with narrowed eyes. "These coordinates lead to a neutral zone," he explained. "It's a place where many gather for clandestine deals outside the prying eyes of major powers. Be wary, Eliana. This could be a trap." Armed with her invisibility suit and a growing sense of her role in the cosmos, Eliana decided to investigate. They set their course for the coordinates, arriving at a small space station that seemed cobbled together from various ship parts, its appearance as unassuming as its location in the shadow of an asteroid. Upon their stealthy approach, Eliana activated her suit, disappearing from view, and followed Zalar into the dimly lit interior of the station. The air was thick with a mixture of aromas, some pleasant, others pungent, reflecting the diverse clientele that frequented this outpost. They navigated through crowded corridors filled with a cacophony of languages and sounds until they reached a secluded alcove. Waiting there was a group of 3 beings, each from different species, their appearances striking and formidable. "We are the Coalition of the Unseen," one of them, a creature with translucent skin and fluid movements, began. "We have been observing your progress, Eliana Miles." Another, whose form was a shifting mass of shadows, continued. "Your invisibility technology represents a significant advancement, not just for espionage or diplomacy, but for our cause." "And what cause is that?" Eliana asked, her voice steady, though her heart raced with the adrenaline of the unknown. "To balance the power in the galaxy," the third being replied, its voice a harmonic chord that resonated in the air. "There are forces at play that seek to monopolize technological advancements for their own ends, suppressing smaller or less advanced worlds." Eliana listened intently, her mind racing to grasp the implications of their words. The Coalition proposed an alliance, offering her insights into covert operations and political maneuvers that could help level the playing field among the stars. "We don't ask you to betray your new allies, but to consider the broader impact of your actions and technologies," the translucent being added, its eyes piercing in their intensity. "Help us bring balance, and we will ensure that Earth's introduction to the galactic stage is met with support, not suppression." The offer was tempting and morally complex. Working with the Coalition could provide Earth a considerable advantage and a chance to act as a mediator on a cosmic scale. Yet it also involved stepping into a murkier world of intrigue and shadows. After a moment of reflection, Eliana responded, "I need to consider your proposal. My goal is to use my technology for the betterment of all, not to create further divisions." The beings nodded, their expressions unreadable. "We will give you time," the shadowy figure said. "Remember, the unseen forces are not always the unknown. Sometimes they are just out of sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true nature." With that, the meeting ended, and Eliana and Zelar made their way back to their ship. As they departed from the shadowy outpost, Eliana's thoughts were a whirlwind of possibilities and risks. The cosmos was indeed vast, filled with endless wonders and daunting challenges, and she was now at the heart of its most profound dilemmas. The ramifications of the Coalition's proposal weighed heavily on Eliana as the Thalaxian vessel cruised through the velvet cosmos. She retreated to her quarters to ponder the path forward, her mind a labyrinth of ethical considerations and strategic decisions. Her reflections were interrupted by an urgent summons from Zelar. A crisis was unfolding that demanded her immediate attention. Upon entering the command deck, Eliana was met with a flurry of activity. Screens flickered with data streams, and the crew's tense voices filled the air. Zelar pointed to a live feed displaying a vibrant planet, its surface marred by enormous plumes of smoke. "That's Veridia, a key agricultural world," Zelar explained, his tone grave. "It's under attack by unknown forces. Their technological signature doesn't match any known to the Eldrelux or our databases." Eliana studied the chaos unfolding below. Could this be related to the power struggles the Coalition mentioned? "Possibly," Zelar replied. "Veridia has been a neutral entity, providing food resources to multiple systems. Controlling it could shift regional power dramatically." Realizing the potential for her technology to play a crucial role, Eliana donned her invisibility suit. "I'll go down there, gather information, and if possible, help coordinate an evacuation." Zelar nodded, concern etched across his features. "Be cautious. We don't know the capabilities of the aggressors." Cloaked in invisibility, Eliana descended to Veridia. As she navigated the chaos, her suit's sensors collected data, revealing the attackers' advanced cloaking technology similar yet distinct from her own design. Amidst the wreckage, she encountered a group of Veridian scientists trapped in a compromised research facility. Using her suit, she coordinated with Zelar to create a diversion, drawing the attackers away long enough for a rescue ship to extract the scientists. Once aboard the vessel, the scientists expressed their gratitude, their faces lined with exhaustion and fear. "The attackers appeared from nowhere," one scientist shared, her voice shaky. Their technology was like nothing we've seen. It's not just advanced, it's otherworldly. Analyzing the data collected during the rescue, Eliana and Zelar uncovered disturbing similarities between the attackers' technology and prototypes discussed at secretive coalition meetings. The implications were clear. Elements within the coalition might be exploiting the technology not for balance, as they claimed, but for dominion. With this revelation, Eliana faced a new dilemma. The knowledge of the coalition's potential involvement with the attack added layers of complexity to her decision about aligning with them. Trust, a currency as valuable as any technology in the cosmos, was at stake. Returning to the ship, Eliana convened with Zelar to discuss their next move. "We need to understand the full extent of the coalition's involvement," she asserted. "If they are behind this, our alliance could endanger not just Earth but many other worlds." Zelar agreed, his expression somber. "We'll need to infiltrate their next meeting. With your suit, you can remain undetected, gather the necessary evidence." Eliana nodded, her resolve hardened. "We'll expose their true agenda, protect those in need, and ensure that such technologies are used for the greater good, not as weapons of conquest." As the ship set a course for the next coalition rendezvous, Eliana prepared for what might be her most perilous mission yet. The stakes were higher than ever, the balance between diplomacy and espionage finer than the edge of a blade. The veil of secrecy would have to be lifted, and she would be the one to lift it. Eliana's preparations for the coalition meeting were meticulous. She reconfigured her suit settings for maximum stealth and data interception, understanding the gravity of what lay ahead. As the Thalaxian vessel approached the rendezvous point, a shadowy outpost on the fringes of a nebula, her heart pulsed with a mix of determination and apprehension. Upon arrival, she activated her invisibility, becoming a ghost in the dimly lit corridors of the outpost. She slipped into the meeting chamber, a room thick with tension and lined with figures cloaked in the anonymity of the nebula's shadow. As the meeting commenced, voices filled the room, discussing strategies that chilled Eliana's blood. It became evident that certain coalition factions were indeed leveraging advanced technology to incite conflicts, destabilizing regions to manipulate political outcomes in their favor. Eliana recorded everything, the damning evidence piling up in her suit's secure memory. She was about to withdraw when a sudden sharp static pierced her ears. Her suit flickered, a brief moment of visibility, a sign it had been compromised. In the tense silence that followed, a voice cut through the air, smooth and menacing. "It seems we have an unseen guest." Forced to reveal herself, Eliana deactivated her suit and stood before the coalition, her posture defiant despite the hostile stares. "You claim to seek balance, yet you sow chaos," she accused, her voice resolute. The room erupted in murmurs, some of surprise, others of betrayal. A tall figure stepped forward, its form becoming more defined as it emerged from the shadows. "You misunderstand our intentions, human. We seek to recalibrate power, to give the oppressed a voice." "But at what cost?" Eliana countered. "By attacking innocents on Veridia, by manipulating conflicts. You wield power with the same recklessness you condemn in others." A tense negotiation ensued. Eliana laid out the evidence collected, challenging the coalition to reconsider their methods. As the debate intensified, another faction within the coalition, previously silent, voiced their support for Eliana's plea for a more ethical approach. The meeting concluded with a fractured coalition, but with a significant group committing to transparency and peaceful intervention. Though not a complete victory, Eliana had ignited a change, planting seeds of conscience among the stars. Returning to the Thalaxian ship, Eliana and Zelar plotted their course back to Earth. The data she had gathered would also benefit Earth's leaders, preparing them for the complexities of galactic politics. As Earth came into view, a blue jewel suspended in the starlit expanse, Eliana reflected on her journey. She had navigated the shadows of interstellar intrigue and emerged not just unscathed but as a catalyst for change. Zelar, watching her contemplation, finally spoke. "What will you do now, Eliana?" She smiled, looking out at the approaching Earth. "We set up defenses, build alliances, and continue to explore. There's a universe of possibilities out there, and Earth deserves its place among the stars. We'll ensure it's a place of respect, not fear." As they entered Earth's orbit, Eliana felt a renewed sense of purpose. Her adventures had taught her the intricate dance of cosmic diplomacy, the weight of invisible power, and the enduring strength of visible integrity. The future was vast, but she was ready to meet it, armed with knowledge and a technology that could indeed bridge worlds. And so, with the Earth below and the stars above, Eliana Miles looked forward to her next great adventure, where the known meets the unknown, and humanity steps boldly into the galactic stage.